Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys and gals. Sipping my water, get my radio voice going. Let's talk about this. All right, I've been doing this over 25 years. Been coaching for many years. One of the biggest mistakes that I see young men make over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I don't want to repeat that 12 more times, but go ahead and just count that in your head. They bulk too fast. Every single time they do it. And the question I would ask is, are you okay with being fat? Now, if you're okay with being fat, it's like it, because I've had clients who are like that, by the way. If a guy says, I don't care if I have an enormous belly, I could care less. I have zero desire to be lean. I just want to be really, really, really strong. If having a belly will get me to a 500 or a 600 pound squat, I'm cool with it. Okay? If you are that guy, you can disregard this advice, and I have coached several of that guy. If you care at all about your physical appearance or your body fat, or your appearance of fitness, do not bulk fast, ever. It does not end well. And I have seen clients of mine literally throw hissy fits over this. They're so upset when they realize how fat they got, and when I told them this is a weight we want to gain weight, and they start bulking way faster. And I tell them, I see them bulking faster, and they're just like, well, you know, I thought I would gain 5 pounds a month. I have also seen people do it who, before they came to me, they're like, I bulked, and I did this, and then I cut all the way back down to my original weight. And I'm like, yeah, you don't look like you lift. Like, I wasted 1.5 years of my life. I'm like, yes, you wasted 1.5 years of your life. You don't look like you lift. Why? Because they started as novices and said, you know, a novice can gain a pound muscle a month, maybe for a short time 2 pounds, right? But I want to speed that up, particularly if they're skinny fat. Now, the worst thing, I wouldn't recommend skinny fats do any sort of serious bulk, maybe a recomp. And for people who don't know what skinny fat means, it means you've been really sedentary. Video games are your only physical activity. You're at an average body weight, but you have a belly. So you have excess body fat, but no muscle. So your body weight is in the normal range. So you're not overweight, you're under muscled and over fat. Okay. You're in that situation. Do you really think gaining 20 pounds of more body fat's a good idea? Because I see the guys who do it, you know, and they're like, well, I did an aggressive bulk. People say you need to. It's like, do you not understand 1 pound a month is still a bulk? And when I've said things like that, I've had people in the comments say, oh, that's too slow. Like, really? Do you think gaining 1 pound a month is too slow? That's just why people need to hire coaches. It's a good thing there's people like me who charge them money to set their head straight. Because if you honestly think a pound a month bulk, we're not talking about physique competitors. Obviously, you can't stay that lean that long. It's not healthy, right? You don't cut the contest level ripped and then try to stay there. Yes, you've got to do an aggressive bulk shortly after because your health depends on it. You can't stay at 5% body fat. So that aside, you know, I would say to people, well, how much muscle do you think you're going to gain? Yeah, I said, okay, how fat are you willing to get? Because if you start exceeding that, people go, well, I'm like, how big of a cut do you want to do? I'm going to say to most guys, you probably shouldn't be more than about 10 pounds over your ideal weight. So how long are you going to bulk? Therein lay the problem. Probably shouldn't have more than about 10 pounds of fat over your ideal. Probably not a wise idea. Ideal meaning what you want to walk around at later. I'm talking about for a photo shoot level cut. Because more than about a 10-pound cut, it starts costing you muscle tissue. So it's costing you strength. You don't want to have to do that. You shouldn't gain more than a small amount of body fat on a bulk for most guys. You really shouldn't, because it's going to cost you. And you're still making gains. That's what guys don't understand. Like if you were gaining a pound a month and your training is dialed in, your diet's good, and even if some months you don't quite gain that, so then what? Well, you gained all lean. You're seeing a general upward trend on the weights you're using, your progressive overload, or the reps you can do with the weight. You're seeing a slow general upward trend in the scale. You are gaining muscle tissue. Like, do people not understand this is a lifelong thing? And this is where people mess up. They think they're going to get quick results by shortcutting stuff. You're not going to get quicker results. You should still be looking at, hey, I should still be making gains 5 years from now, 8 years from now, 10 years from now. You don't just stop making gains. So guys really think they're going to try to make all their gains in 6 months. Not going to happen. So when you look at that projection from the long term, I would say to a lot of guys, let's say, you're at a healthy body fat now, athletic body fat, and you are average height, 5'9". That's average height in America. I understand I have an international audience. It's shorter around the world. America, it's 5'9". So 5'9". And you're starting at 150 pounds. If you gain 10 pounds of solid muscle over the next year, because you gain only a pound of muscle. In fact, I would say if you're a novice, you may lose fat while doing that. If your training and diet are dialed in, you only gain 10 pounds over the course of a year, you may actually lose body fat. Your body fat percentage might go down. Okay? You've made pure lean gains. What's wrong with that? It's not fast enough. Do you not understand this is a lifelong thing? I'm 47. I've been doing this a long time. This is a lifelong pursuit. You're always going to look better. If you do what I just described and you just slow bulk, because that's what it's called. That's still a bulk, guys. We just call that a clean bulk. That's what it's called, clean bulk. It's what it's been called for 30 years. Right? Hopefully we know we don't need to rechange the name of this stuff. If you call it by a different name, I'm going to disagree with it. Guys are like, call it main gaining. No, there's no such thing. That's a BS marketing term that some influencer made up. You don't get to do that. It's called a clean bulk or a lean bulk. It's what it's been called forever. Don't start changing stuff because you want to market a term and put your name on it. You shouldn't support people who want to do that. Quit doing it. So yes, I will disagree with it, even just because you've changed the name. That's it. That's reason enough. Sorry. That's how I see it. All right, you do that for a while. What's the problem with that? Let's say you do that for 2 years, then you don't have to cut. You understand? Let's say that you decide to do this for 2 years straight. You can bulk for 2 years, and you'll still be just as lean. And you'll look leaner. You'll look better. You will continually look better. You'll continually make improvements. What's wrong with that? Everyone wants to bulk so aggressive and then they cry when they get fat and they only gained an extra half pound of muscle out of it that they're going to lose when they cut. Okay, and if you do the route that I just described, you can occasionally stop and do a shortcut for a month. Get even leaner and just keep following the process. Right? It works great. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.